In this episode of I Don't Work Here Lady, we are reading 3 interesting stories. Last second table turning, the idiot was going to get hurt, and finally a tiny story of self-realization. If this is your first time, my name is Spicy and I cover the craziest and the funniest retail stories. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to click the like button and subscribe. For more I Don't Work Here Lady videos, check out the playlist in the description. Congratulations Esther for the comment of the day. Thank you for your support, I appreciate it a lot. Now let's find some more Karens. Last second table turning. I am taking my kids shopping with me, like any normal parent will do. I am somewhere between electronics and the toy department at the local Walmart. My kid is rambling off about Paw Patrol. Typical Thursday afternoon. Just as we are reaching the aisle with those lovable pups, a seemingly innocuous woman approaches from the other end of the aisle. W for woman and M for me. After you're done helping that lost brat, I need you to get me a bite. What? I am a little stunned cause I could have sworn she called my son a lost brat, but I gave her the benefit of the doubt for a moment. I need this kind of brand for the bike, and when you're done helping that tiny terror find its welfare mommy, you can get it. This woman had the nerve to insult my son twice now and his mother in a single pass. I close my eyes for a second to focus and take a short breath. Excuse me, did you just call this child a welfare brat? I call them like I see them. Now hurry up, I need that bike, and that little monster is probably going to break that toy anyways. I hope his parents are going to just leave it for you guys to clean up. Angry dad mode has just engaged. You may disagree with what I'm about to do because I don't force my child to plug their ears. Who the hell do you think you are, looking at me like some goddamn before photo from a Slim Fast commercial, trying to call my child a welfare brat? Girl, you are big enough to get the bike down your effing self. With a body this big, I might suggest you get that bike and pedal it down the F-produce department and pick up a effing salad. What the hell did you just say to me? Girl, shut up, I am not finished. Do you really think I am going to help some lowlife who talks down about a child who's only 6 feet away? The nerve of some people. Did your mommy and daddy not teach you manners? Were they so busy doing sexual favors to Uncle Sam's? Maybe they just didn't actually love you, so you turned to food. Sex and a drug addict. What is your name? I am reporting you. You can talk to a customer. And I cut her off. My name is none of your goddamn business, and I can talk to any person I want in any possible way that I can see fit. I look down at my son, who's in his own little world playing with a Chase and Marshall. Get them both, and come on, I've got a surprise for you. He shouts, yay! He is 3. They do such adorable things. We walk another 10 feet over the bicycles and I see a call for help button. I poked it, and wouldn't you know, a person from automotive saw me and actually came over to help. I pointed out a bicycle matching the brand the lady mentioned and he helped me get it down. Cue 4 or so minutes later as I am rolling the bicycle to the front with my child and 2 stuffed dogs in tow. The woman now dragging an employee. That man, he is the one who refused to help me and called me fat. The employee tag said assistant manager. Excuse me sir, did you call this lady? He is hesitating. Fat? Yes sir, I did. I called her a few more names too. I want this guy fired and arrested for kidnapping. Ma'am, I cannot fire him. He's not an employee. He stole my bicycle. Fire him and have him arrested. So it is like that, huh? The woman then grabs the bicycle handlebar, almost bumping my kid back. What the hell, woman? First you say that I am on welfare, then you accuse me of kidnapping my own son, and now you're going to actually steal my bike? She begins a short-lived one-sided tug of war. I let go just as she makes a final pull. Obviously, she falls over. He just knocked me down. Aren't you going to do something? I can't believe these minimum wage workers. Look, sir, I am just trying to leave the store. Here's my receipt. I paid for the bike and the toy dogs. This woman has been hounding me for 20 minutes, insulting me and my kid. and I start embellishing a little. The employee takes my receipt and looks at it, then at the bike and the now very angry woman on the floor. Ma'am, this is his bike. It's paid for. I'm going to have to ask you to let go of it. This starts a back and forth between the two of them. I check my phone and half listen. I am not sure of what actually was said, but she mentioned assault and kidnapping a couple of times. The employee eventually gets the bike in his hands and tells her we are all going up front. Just as we pass the self-checkout, he diverts her to his right and points toward the customer service desk, and as she hobbles that direction, he stops me dead in my tracks. Just go. I'm sorry you had to put up with that. I'm going to handle it from here. Have a good afternoon, sir. No idea what happened to her after I left, and I don't really care actually. What a typical Karen behavior, to claim everything is hers even when the bike is paid for. I understand why she thought it was her bike, because that's the bike that she wanted, and since he was pissed, he decided to give his child the same bike. The scene she makes at the registers was something. I mean, she even fell on the floor. I did not really understand how it happened, but why and how would you grab something so aggressively it almost knocks down a child? She was not a Karen I would like to encounter. She seems to be the type of woman that will ruin my day if I ran into one of her type. I would say she is a level 70. To me, that was a real crazy Karen. I do not want to mess with her. What level would you give to this Karen? Let me know in the comments and I will reply to you. Ha! The idiot was going to get hurt. Where I live, we have to drive our recyclables to a central place where there are multiple containers for each type of material. These containers are huge, having the length and width of full ocean-going shipping container and about 7 feet tall. They have a single massive lid on top that is lifted partially open about a foot for people to insert things over the sides. Not everyone can reach that high, so there are small steps tools available. The containers are all arranged in rows and clearly marked. There is another adjacent area where bottle and can deposits can be redeemed. The staff are usually there working with people, but they are responsible for the entire facility. I arrived sometime mid-morning on a weekday because I'd taken the day off work and was just doing house chores. I had a crazy amount of cardboard after having decluttered the garage and thrown a lot of stuff out over the prior few weeks. So I am parked next to a cardboard container and wordlessly pushing in my flattened cardboard. There are a few other pieces on the ground right near me that someone else left. I also put those into the container. I head back into my vehicle to get another load. An irritated male voice catches my attention. Let him be known as Joe. You are putting it all in wrong. You're making a huge mess. Are you deaf? Don't they train anyone around here? I am now looking to see where the voice is coming from. I see him. He's a handyman type in his late 50s or early 70s, in need of a haircut, driving a beat up old pickup with all sorts of random stuff in its bed. Finally got your attention. You too afraid to get your hands dirty and do real work? What are you talking about? Look! Look! He points around at various items on the ground. Look! He points to a piece of cardboard sticking out from a different container than the one I am using. Why are you even talking to me about this? None of that is my job. And I go back to what I was doing and ignore him. Joe murders some things I can't quite hear and shuffles away. A few minutes pass by and I am done. I close the back of my vehicle and lo and behold, he is back with someone in tow. The other person is wearing a fluorescent safety shirt with the name of the facility printed on it. This employee, Keani, looks to be in his early 20s and has no idea what's going on. There he is. That's the guy that won't do his job. Who? Him? And he points at me questioningly. Wow, is everyone stupid around here? How hard is it to get you people to actually do something and do real work? He grabs the cardboard from the ground and tries and fails to get it all the way into the container. Tries again and fails, and is now very physically agitated. I am not the skinnier guy I used to be, but I am not that fat yet. Keani is, however, very heavy, but in a more dangerous local boar kind of way. He's also not reacting very well to the insults. Hey, slow down. First of all, I don't work here. Yes, you do. You help unload that car. And he points at my car. That is my car, you idiot. Keani looking at Joe emotionlessly. Tell me again what you said. Me also looking at Joe. Get in your truck now. Leave. Do not come back. cause I am about to kick you. Joe seems to realize the truth of where this was going with this employee. He left, spinning his tires a bit on the gravel. Keani and I laughed afterwards. Edit. I just want to add that I personally was not going to hurt Joe. My reaction was partially to prevent him from being hospitalized, but more to avert problems for Keani. He struck me as someone that was doing his best to be on the straight and narrow, but was seconds away from losing his job and getting an assault charge. Most of the guys working these jobs are paid very little and don't have many other job prospects. A lot of them are ex-cons, on probation or parole, and need to focus on better ways to handle situations like this. Keani may well have been none of these things, of course. It just looked like a worsening situation that needed an abrupt, non-violent end. Oh, I'm not even surprised. I am pretty young myself, and it happens sometimes that some random person wants to teach me something, which I like, but I hate it if you teach me the wrong way. But that goes for teaching in general. If I did not ask for help or is not willing to receive help and you just want to shove knowledge into my throat, I mean, of course you're bothering me more than anything. Wisdom is important, but if it is presented the wrong way, it can be totally ruined. Now, this guy was a know-it-all guy, which sucks, and in the end, he almost got hurt. For this male Karen, I would give him also a level 70 because he was intense and persistent. Definitely someone that would bother me if I had to deal with someone like him. A tiny story of self-realization. I've been confused for an employee at a bunch of different stores. I am still not sure why so many people have been lying to me for help, especially when my clothes never actually look like the store's uniform. Maybe I've got a capybara aura or something. Most of the times, people are good-natured about the mistake, but I still try to help them out if I can. I am leading in with this because I want to make it clear that I am decently used to dealing with customers in these kinds of situations. With that said, when a lady in a blonde-dyed bob cut tells me, "A laundry detergent?" I felt blindsided. To be clear, that was the very first thing she said to me, not even an "excuse me." We were in a pharmacy where every employee was wearing the same black uniform, so my red checkered hoodie was not about to trick people. I did happen to be next to one of those carts for wheeling products around, but I was on my phone, back turned, coincidentally next to it, and nothing more. I just wanted to browse Reddit for a couple of seconds. I did not sign up for this. With the natural grace you'd expect from someone engrossed in funny cat videos, I whooshed my head behind me, took in the sight of the woman staring me down through a sky blue jacket, and said to her, "Sorry?" In response, again she repeated, "Laundry detergent?" with nothing further. Thus began a standoff, my eyeline craning down to meet her thick eyeliner. It did not last long though. Not even 5 seconds of bewildered silence had passed before she said, "You don't work here," and wandered off, presumably in search of another poor soul. I said exactly one word through the entire encounter. This is far from some of the horror stories on this sub, but it's been stuck in my mind for a few months now. To all those whose jobs involve dealing with these kind of people day in and day out, I salute you. Hey, did you like this I Don't Work Here Lady video? If you did, check out my playlist right here. I bet you will love it. These videos take me a lot of effort and time to make, so if you can show me some support by liking the video and subscribing, this will mean the world to me. Also hit the bell button to know exactly when we post a new video and join the notification gang. Thank you again for watching episode 60 of I Don't Work Here Lady. See ya!